Hi everybody, I'm Natalie with Missouri Star Quilt Company, and today on Embroidery 101 we are going to chat about fabric. When you're ready to start embroidery, you might wonder, what type of fabric should I use? Now really you can use anything you'd like to sew on. Some of the most common are quilter's cotton and linen, and that is because they have nice tight weave, they're really stable and easy to put your needle in and out. They work great, but you can use flannel, you can use knits. We've done jean jackets and sweatshirts and cardigans, tennis shoes. Really, you can use anything you like. If you're using a fabric that is a little bit stretchy, you might want to put a stabilizer on the back. Even if you're not using something stretchy, like this one has an iron-on stabilizer or interfacing on the back of it. That will keep your fabric nice and tight, and it gives you a really solid surface to stitch on. So that is a good option if you want something permanent. If you don't want something permanent, we have a really great peel and stitch that is washable. It washes away and dissolves in water after you're done stitching on it. And those are great because you can print or trace your design right onto the paper. And if you get the embroidery kit, there's a little sheet that comes in it that has pre-printed designs on it. So I'll just show you that real quick. You can just rough cut around it. It doesn't have to be in any particular shape. I typically go with just a circle just because that's me. But it has this backing, so you're going to peel that off. Let's see if I can get that easily. So it looks like this, and it's adhesive. So what I'll do is when I'm ready to place this on my fabric, I'm just going to center it up and stick it down. It sticks on like a sticker. And you can just put it in your hoop and embroider right on top of it. And then when you're all done, you put it under water and it dissolves right clean away, washes off. Okay, so now that I've talked a little bit about the peel and stitch, which is great wash away stabilizer, there's one other kind, I'm sure on the market there's several other kinds, but this one also is water soluble. You pin it rather than stick it. And so that is another great option. And then again about this, this fusible interfacing, that you're going to iron onto the back of your fabric, not the front, because it doesn't disappear in water. So that is a great stabilizer. If you just want something permanent, you'll see it's ironed to the back, and it's great stuff. There's different weights. You can have a sheer or a heavy weight depending on what kind of look you're going for or what kind of materials you're using. I will say though that this peel and stitch stuff is literally my new favorite thing. You can stick it to sweatshirts or knitted hats. We've done little cardigans and denim. We've done shoes, like everything that you want a pattern printed on or traced on, and you want to see that design while you're stitching and then know that that stabilizer is going to wash away. This is just perfect for it. So I can't say enough good things about it. I love it. Okay, so back to some of the other fabrics that we can use. Again, linen is fantastic. The quilter's cotton is great. And I would recommend you're either going to do a light or a dark. You don't probably want to embroider too much on something that's got a lot of print. Although I will dive into something at a later date where you can use the print on the fabric as part of your embroidery design. And that's very cool to do. But the reason that I would go with light or dark is so that the colors that you use can stand out and you can really see your embroidery stitches. I think that that is important when you're going to all the trouble, you know, that you have something that is pretty and it shows up and looks the way you want it to. We have this great toweling that's sold by the yard, so you can make your own tea towels in your house and embroider whatever you want on them. We have denim sold by the yard, and that's great. It's actually a lot wider. It's 60 inches wide instead of 45, so you get a lot more bang for your buck. And it's lighter weight and easier to stitch through than, like, say, cutting up your old Levi's, which, by the way, is also a great option. But my grandma used to stitch on those old Levi's, and when she got her hands on some of the denim fabric, she was like, oh, this is amazing. So it's much easier to use and works great for all your projects. You can also use flannel. I haven't tried Cuddle, but I imagine that that would work great too. Maybe we'll work on that someday. Okay, so now that we've talked about many different fabrics that you can use for your embroidery, a very common question people have is, do I need to pre-wash my fabrics? And I would say the answer to that is typically no, But I will give the caveat, just like we do with all other quilting fabrics, if you're worried about color bleeding, which typically happens with reds, the rest of it should be fine. I mean, if you're worried, go ahead and throw it in the wash with a color catcher before you get started. That will give you peace of mind. You'll know that it's shrunk to the size that it's going to be, you know. But otherwise, no, you don't have to pre-wash anything. You should be able to stitch right on it and have no problems. We don't have problems with bleeding of embroidery floss because it's just made so much better now than it used to be. So, you know, the short answer is no, you don't have to pre-wash your fabrics. The more complicated and personal answer is it's really up to you. It's your project. So if you feel that you want to pre-wash, go for it and then stitch away and have fun. If you enjoyed this video, there's lots more where that came from. I have a whole channel called Embroidery 101 where I teach you what you need to know to get started and also give you tons of tips and ideas to refresh your memory and help you to advance in your embroidery journey. So click the link below and I hope you enjoy. Happy stitching!